Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor.
Called the brain and so on, and it's just a fascinating subject all round. So I just wondered if you thought it would be possible to make a human being, and whilst it probably is, they do make robots which look like us.
Absolutely,
they can constitute, they can do that. Even with parts, put together with chemicals to make the organs, but of course it won't have the spark of life. They could make a heart-shaped item, but they don't know what makes it pump, make it, beat.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of times, millions of times in a lifetime. Incredible stuff.
I know. And while you was talking about the how the life that we live is a gift, and how incredible it is that we're here today, it just cast my mind back to like things that our ancestors somewhere along the lineage, things that they fought and survived. And I'm talking about things that probably killed some other people, like outbreaks of epidemics or pandemics,
plagues and things,
plagues and stuff like that. And it's incredible how the body manages to not pass it on, because there's a lot of things that are hereditary, aren't they? Where
there are
somewhere along the line, they pass it on to their children. But the ones that are very the ones that are very, very lethal, those ones, they don't seem to pass it on. The body finds a way to kill it within the person that it inhabits. It's just, this is where it ends. You're not going further. You're not passing it on to my children. And the body just has that ability to sort of contain it within whoever has it, so they don't pass it on, because there are certain things that could have easily wiped off the whole of humankind. Contagious
humanity,
humanity, like airborne diseases or even waterborne diseases, where somebody drinks it and then they sneeze or whatever, somebody else catches it, and somehow life has a way of putting an end to it and say, you're not going past this sort of barrier. You're not crossing it. This is where you stay, And their offspring seem to have a normal life. They just, they're born. Or obviously, they would have their own problems to deal with. But whatever the ancestors is dealt with, they manage to contain it. And it's amazing, isn't it, how life can sort of adapt itself to rise up to different challenges, health-wise, and just eliminate it there. It's just like sometimes you have somebody that is born blind, marrying somebody else that is born blind. They have healthy children. You think, wow, they want to have healthy children, don't they? And it's just amazing how the human body and life in itself can, just sort of contain those things and make sure that, going forward. I mean, science plays develops scientific developments in medicine, the fields of medicine and health. They play a big role as well. But life seems to be able to handle it on its own when there is no scientific cure to something. Life seems to say, you know what? All right. I've got this. I mean, I was just thinking about COVID as well. I thought, what if we didn't live in an age where we could get vaccines for this COVID thing? What would have happened? What would have happened is it would have fizzled out eventually. I mean, it would have killed more people. It would have obviously killed more people, be more have a more tragic effect on humans. But eventually it would have died off. It would have just fizzled out. And then people would have, gone on to live normal lives, I hope. But, it's amazing. It's amazing how life and humans, the human body is able to do that. Yeah.
And how, of course, as you say, the scientific progress in medicine, how they've come up with cures for certain things. I mean, one example, I guess, was HIV.
Yeah.
That initially was thought to be, well, it was a bit of a killer disease, I think, if people contracted that. But they obviously scientifically they came up with, I don't know whether you call it a vaccine, but a combination of medication that I think lets people live a normal length of life, even if they're going to be taking that medication. So I think that's a big.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins.
The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.